Welcome to English with Nicole. Today, we are going to be talking about asking someone out on a date. I'm going to go over a few ways you can ask someone out on a date. By the end of this lesson, I want you to feel so confident asking someone out in English. The last thing you need to feel when you're asking someone out is nervous about your English pronunciation or the words that you say. So this video is really going to help you. It's going to give you ideas on how to ask someone out that are appropriate in the United States, and it's going to run through a few actual examples of the questions you can ask someone when you want to go on a date with them. Okay, the first one is when you have a mutual interest. So you both play volleyball. You play on the same team, you joke back and forth, and you have established a nice connection based on your interest in volleyball. So you could approach somebody during a break or maybe after, so in case they say no, you won't be too embarrassed. But because you have established that connection with the person already, which is volleyball, it's easier to ask someone out on a date. You kind of know if they are interested in you, and you know that you have at least one thing in common, which is volleyball, and that's a great start. If I were to ask someone out, I would say, I really like playing volleyball with you. Do you want to hang out sometime outside of volleyball? And then the person can respond. So you can say, hey, I really like playing volleyball with you. Do you want to hang out outside of volleyball sometime? And then you can wait for their response. And using those words, you are first establishing a connection by saying, I really like playing volleyball with you. And then you are asking the question, we have this connection. Why don't we see if we have more connections outside of volleyball? We already have a common interest, so why not see? Why not check it out? I know this person is a good person. I see this person every week. I play with this person on the same team. Voila, there you go. That is one way you can ask someone out on a date. The second way is actually really cute, and it's super old-fashioned. So you can actually take a piece of paper and write a note that says, do you want to go out with me? ? Or you could say, would you like to go out with me? ? And then below the question, you can have two little squares, and it can say yes, and then the other square can say no. And then the person can check the yes if they want to, or they can check the no, and then they can give the note back to you. So this would be appropriate if you are in class at a university, or you're in college, or you're in high school, and you want to ask somebody this question, but you want to be kind of discreet about it. It also is really cute, and it shows that a person really likes somebody or is interested in them to write a handwritten note instead of texting, instead of approaching them. And it's a way that's kind of respectful too, because it's like, I'm not going to ask you in front of my friends so you feel pressured into going out with me. I am going to write you a cute note, and you can respond however you want to respond. So in that note, you can be super direct and be like, whew, do you want to go out with me? ? Yes or no. Or you can say, I like your smile. Do you want to go out with me? You just start it with a nice compliment, because people love compliments, right? And then you ask the question. This one is awesome. Number 3. Let's say this person hangs out with you. You see this person all the time. You know that this person likes to do a certain thing. For example, you know they like to go and watch hockey games. You know they like to go to the movies. You know they like to go to sporting events. You can actually buy 2 tickets to the event and go up to her and say, I have 2 tickets to this concert. I have 2 tickets to this sporting event, and I was wondering if you'd like to come with me. If she loves the people who are playing at the concert, she probably is going to say yes. And if she thinks that you're relatively cool, she's probably going to say yes. That's why you start the conversation by saying, I have an extra ticket to this hockey game. I have an extra ticket to a concert. And then that makes the person feel like, what do I have to lose? So this one's a really great way to ask someone out on a date. Now I'm going to give you a few examples of things you could say to ask someone out. So the first one is, what do you have going on this weekend? What do you have going on this weekend? This is a great question to ask. They will tell you what they are doing, if they are doing anything, and then you can reply with, well, I'm going to see a movie. Maybe you'd like to come too. Or you could say, I'm going to go bowling. Do you like bowling? You should come. So starting with that question, what are you doing this weekend? Or what do you have going on this weekend is a great way to ask them on a date. Okay, another way to ask someone out on a date is to ask them what they like or ask them for a recommendation. So for example, do you know the best restaurant in town? Or, I'm starving. Where do you like to go to eat? And then the person will respond with where he or she likes to go to eat. And then you can say, well, since you like to go there, why don't we go together sometime? I think I'd like it too. So, for example, the conversation could be like this. I'm starving. Do you know of any good Chinese restaurants around here? And then the other person could be like, yes, there's a really good one on Main Street. And then you could be like, do you want to come with me sometime? Boom, there you go. Easy peasy. You have just asked that person out on a date. So I would recommend never being too aggressive when you're asking someone out on a date. If you walk up to a person and their body language is indicative that they do not want you around them, for example, they won't look at you, they turn their body away from you, or they pull back, don't ask that person out on a date because it's clear they are not interested in going out with you. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow. I know that's very difficult for some people to understand, but there are so many people out there. Don't get your hopes down and find someone else. You can do it. You need to establish mutual interest. You need to know what the other person likes to do. You need to see the person in a place you both like to go before you ask the person out. And there are rare instances, say you are at the airport and you see the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life, and you go up to her and you're like, look, I don't have much time, but I saw you and you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Can I have your number? Can I text you sometime? And maybe if that person thinks that you're attractive or is interested in that or is very flattered, that person will give you their number and you can go from there. But once again, that's very situational. It makes sense in that situation. It's not like you can go and ask this woman to go out to eat. You can't be like, let's grab something to eat at the airport. I have no idea when your flight is leaving. I have no idea where you're going. I have no idea who you are. Let's just hang out together. That wouldn't make sense. But quickly asking somebody, what's your number? Like, we don't have a lot of time. Like, I gotta get your number. You know, that could work. That could definitely work. But my advice for the majority of the situations that you are going to be in, please don't be too aggressive. That is not attractive. No, 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 no. Be kind, be smart, and you will get a yes.